Hey guys, it's Ty with Ty the Dog Guy on the Daily, and I want to talk about how I used to be a big dirtbag. All right, maybe I wasn't that big of a dirtbag, but there was a portion of my personality that used to be kind of like a dirtbag. Now, some people that know me today might say, hey, listen, to this day, a lot of your personality is pretty dirtbaggish, but we're going to forget about that, and we're going to talk about this one thing that I feel like I overcame. I did overcome it. This one dirtbag quality of my personality that I overcame. So I can still remember as, a junior high kid, a high school kid, teenager years essentially, that when something good happened to somebody else, immediately feeling like jealousy and almost like dislike or anger towards that person. Maybe you can relate. Hopefully you've overcome it as I have. But maybe you can relate. Maybe you've felt this before. This is kind of a natural part of the human condition, right? It happens to a lot of us. But that was me. If somebody got a good grade on a test, if somebody, sunk the winning basket on the high school basketball team, not that I ever went to any basketball game, whatever it was, right? Something good happened to somebody, I immediately felt jealousy. Now, when you look at it, it's so stupid, right? It's such a stupid mindset to say, oh, when this guy has something good, it hurts me, because it does nothing towards me, right? It does nothing towards you when something good happens to somebody else. And luckily, as probably a 16 or 17 or 18-year-old kid, I don't remember, but at some point, I remember having this vivid, punch in the face, mentally, emotionally, whatever, that said, dude, that sucks. Stop being like that. Stop. That's not cool. I think I found myself over and over just saying, oh, this guy this, or this girl that, or whatever, and then realizing, what was I talking about? This is so stupid to be upset about this. And so I made an active change to not do that. And so let's say this was, 19, 20 years ago or whatever it was. To this day, I've kept it up. And so here's the change. At first, all I started doing was congratulating people, smiling, good job, whatever it was. Someone would tell me about something, hey, good job. And here's the thing, I don't think I meant it at first, right? But I was determined that I needed to change this part of my personality. And so I don't even think I meant it. I think I just, would say stuff like, oh, good job, But after a while, as with all behavior, when you set out to do something and then you follow through, those things become habitual, right? And so after a while, it became habitual to the point where when something would happen, I would just say, oh, good job, congratulations. And as time would go on, I noticed something. That because my habits had changed, I genuinely was happy for them. To this day, and nowadays, I feel like there's more of an ability to congratulate people, because people, because of social media, and we're on Facebook a lot or whatever, and somebody says, hey, this happened to me, it's easy to be like, yes, thumbs up, congratulations, good job, you bought that new house, or good job, you started that business, or good job, whatever. It's easy to congratulate people, and I find myself, when I see good things happening to people, being happy on their behalf. Now, it's a little thing, but it's kind of a big deal for me. It's a big deal for me, from where I was before and constantly bemoaning other people's accomplishments to being genuinely happy for their accomplishments. I'm a better person as a result. Now, where am I going with this? Because I want to relate this to dogs. This is often how dogs get over problems. And so you can take a dog who, every time somebody comes in the house, they jump all over them. Well, we might correct that, and we might, give a leash correction or something and say, no, you got to sit instead or whatever. And at first the dog might be like, all right, I'm going to sit, but I'm just doing it, my body's just doing it. I'd really like to be jumping. I'd really like to be all over this person and being inappropriate. Or maybe it's aggression, where somebody says something to the, the dog is, we correct the aggression or teach the dog how to pay attention to us rather than the other trigger. And the dog says, okay, I will pay attention to you, but in my heart of hearts, I'm really angry about this. But here's what happens as time goes on and the dog doesn't jump, or the dog doesn't get aggressive, or the dog doesn't pull on the leash. It ceases to be something that the dog begrudgingly does, and it turns into something that the dog's like, oh, cool, this is what I do now. When people come in, I just greet them happily without jumping on them. Or When I see another dog, I just look at it and I'm fine with that, and there's no reason for me to be aggressive. And so what I found is often with people and with dogs, if we can get the physical aspect of the behavior, if we can insist that that occurs, I insist that you don't jump. I insist that you do congratulate people when something happens good for them. I insist that you don't be aggressive, or whatever the case might be. If we can take the physical component of the behavior and create a habit out of it, the mental or emotional component of the behavior follows. Because we just become so accustomed to doing it, and the good emotions follow it. And so what I'm saying is, if you're in the midst of trying to teach your dog to not do something, and the dog's a little bit resistant or not quite on board yet, well, make sure you're doing things right. But I mean, if you're doing things right and you're doing things well, and the dog's not 100% bought in, that's okay. It's okay for now. Keep getting the dog to do it, and as time goes on, more than likely you're going to find that the dog buys in wholeheartedly and recognizes, okay, cool, we can do this. So hopefully that makes sense. Off to training with you.